Zimkinkomo kwalandeni. Andizazi ba last week nizilandile na izankomo but ke zimka nakule veki futhi. Welcome to another episode with the Awkward Economist. You know, we've really been, growing quite nicely. For the last 4 weeks we've managed, to scoop up of almost close to 100 subscriptions now. So kubekane and do what you guys been doing. Share these things, like these things, and let's keep it going. Let's keep it flowing like the water. So this week I thought there were some economic data points that came out, and one of them was inflation. I thought, well, we could look into some of the things that are informing those inflation numbers, and also how it ties into some nostalgic context around how much prices have gone up from the time we were little pickaninnies until now. There was a time I remember going to school and on Fridays, for like there's no scuffing today, it was only R2 and you can buy stuff at school. And with the R2, I could manage to buy a pie, buy some juice, and have some change for sweets. Today, I don't know what you can do with the R2. Can you even get a stock sweetie for R2? I'm not quite sure, but it just shows just how much prices have increased over time. And this is what we're talking about, inflation. And so inflation, in the last month came out at 4.5, slightly higher than the April numbers that came out at 4.4%. And in essence, it says that over, between, month on month, that's how much prices have on average increased. And then I thought, well, let's look at what would have been happening over a year, and which items on your shopping basket would have, given you a bit of a pinch in terms of how much you had spent and how much those prices had gone up. So I thought, okay, let me start with the things that you shouldn't be doing. Or maybe, well, I'm not quite sure if you shouldn't, but it comes with punishment nonetheless, the unhealthy things. Processed foods were up 4.8%. I'm not sure if Minister Mboweni had any, influence on the price of increases of tinned foods, etc. Within the Lucky Star, but processed foods were up. Bread and cereals were up 8.2%. Again, is longer guys, Mkhaba, it's better WhatsApp group A1. So it seems like the Mkhaba gang are really coming to the party. They're driving demand up and they're pushing prices up. So Nongo, it's winter, Nongo, you can go sort of the gains that you picked up over summer. Okay, of course, this is most likely going to be the ladies, but sugar, sweets, and desserts up 6.9%. We know the ladies generally tend to like the sweet things, and we clearly see how you guys have contributed to increasing prices over the last year. Again, these prices, at 4.8%, 8.2%, 6.9% are way above the average inflationary prices, right? And so it's telling you that the things, that you are consuming, the way that they are biting your wallet, it's almost like a reminder, stop it. Go eat some healthy things. And I thought, okay, cool. If you're saying to me, let me stop eating some cereals and breads, let me leave the desserts, let me leave the processed foods, man can't leave veg, I get to vegetables, 8.2%. I'm like, man, guys, let's do this thing right. So you're telling me that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Next thing, vegetable prices are going up by 8.2% year on year. And you're just like, man, guys. And then we move on and we say, okay, cool. The apple that they're saying that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. I'm like, okay. Fruit, 4.7%. Again, above the average inflation of 4.5%. Like, man. These are the things that we're supposed to be, eating, consuming, and they're supposed to be keeping us healthy. But for some reason, these are the things that are becoming more expensive for us to consume. And this is, I think, the conversation that's generally been had around how, living a healthy lifestyle is so expensive. Because, if I could eat pap, neshebo, I don't know how my body would be looking right now, but I know exactly what it will be doing to my wallet, and it won't be doing as much as the foods that I'm consuming, these healthy things. I mean, if fish now was up 6.1%, I'm like, guys, what do you want us to eat? Then I was like, but at least, guys, the things that I absolutely love, I looked at meat prices, those numbers were down 1%. I was just like, at least, guys, over the year, meat prices have gone down, and primarily beef. And you're like, okay, no, I'm happy about this. Milk, cheese, Nayo, the numbers only increased a little bit. I think it was about 1 point something % increase. Not a big consumer of milk on a personal level. I've got lactose intolerance, so no comments or bathroom if I had that much milk. But for those who are consuming milk, there was some benefit there, that it really didn't have as much of a pull on your wallet as some of the food items. And then we think about the one thing that everyone always wants to talk about, and it's fuel prices. Over the year, fuel prices are up 11.6%. We now know that, of course, coming in July, the petrol prices are probably going to decrease a bit because the oil price globally has slid, I think, from highs of about $74 per barrel to about $62, $63 per barrel. The challenge with the oil prices now is that one of the largest producers of oil, OPEC, it's a group of countries, have decided that they're going to reduce the amount of supply, amount of output, amount of oil that they're putting out into the market. And when you reduce the supply, what does it do? It pushes prices up. And so now we can expect probably some upward pressure on oil prices. And then you're like, okay, if that was not enough, ukona la president of America who's really being, a thorn on our backs. He's now increased the sanctions to Iran. Iran is one of the largest oil suppliers in the world, as well in an area called the Gulf region. Now Iran, when you saw sanctions power, and the sanctions are based on Iran apparently having shot down a US drone. And Trump is like, okay, you want to shoot our drones? We're going to increase sanctions. And the Iranian president comes out, is like, this guy is literally mentally insane. This is actually you can't make these things up. And just when you think, okay, America couldn't have done worse, no, they're still pushing a trade war with China. And that's putting pressure on global growth as a whole. China is one of the largest economies in the world, and if China is expected to grow a little bit less, and all the other economies are feeling some pressure, and then that's got implications again for oil prices. And so you just like, I'm on Trump, we're only South Africa, unemployment. We heard our president is clear, he wants to create 2 million jobs. As he has 2 million jobs, but as na mali. So Trump, please, man, And so we know that the oil price is a material contributor to what eventually becomes the petrol price. And this is why I was saying that when we look at the extent to which the 11.6% oil prices have increased over the last year, it really has, of course, been a pinch for everyone's wallets. And what's happening globally, I don't think is really helping the case. But at least I think going into July, guys, we'll probably see some petrol price decreases there, and that's, I guess, the story for this week in terms of inflation. We're going to interview some really interesting characters, and we're really going to strengthen this conversation, and keep going on this journey of knowledge assimilation. So siyanbulela ezankomo eziyabizumkile ngicela niyozikhangela madoda noko sithi xa sibuya next week and sithi zimke inkomo niphikise nithi hayi zibuyile mbhemu. Thanks for coming this week. Do that thing again. Like, share, subscribe. Again, I'm going to repeat. Like, share, subscribe. Sesifikile kula 100. Maselect 1,000. Select 10,000. Select 1 million. See you guys again next week.